All right, y'all, let's talk about this because Klay Thompson did not hold back when it came to celebrating his girl. When Megan Thee Stallion turned 31 on February 15th, he made sure her birthday was anything but regular. To start things off, he flew her out on a tropical getaway, setting the tone real early. But he didn't stop there. When they got back, he shocked her with a brand new Bentley flying spur, wrapped up with a huge blue bow. And not just any blue either, baby blue, because that's Megan's favorite color. That detail alone shows he really pays attention, and honestly, that matters. Now let's talk numbers for a second. That car starts at around $275,000, and once you factor in custom options, it can easily land anywhere between $300,000 and $400,000. So yeah, he went all the way in. But let's be clear, Megan shows the same energy. His birthday was just about a week earlier, and she didn't come light at all. She threw him a massive birthday party for his 36th and surprised him with a private performance by Bone Thugs-n-Harmony. That's not a small gesture. That's setting a serious standard, and Klay clearly came right back and matched it. And honestly, I love seeing that kind of back-and-forth effort. They've been public for about 7 months now, and it's obvious this man is fully locked in. He even renamed his boat the SS Stallion, which pretty much tells you everything you need to know. On top of that, Megan has been dropping love songs inspired by him, making it very clear she's all in too. So now I'm curious. What do you think? Are you rooting for them as a couple? Do you feel like this relationship has long-term potential? Or do you think wedding bells might be coming sooner than people expect? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. Now, let's shift to the next story, because this one carries real weight. Today, we take a moment to recognize a man who didn't just stand by while history happened, he helped push it forward. Jesse Jackson has passed away at the age of 84, and his death truly feels like the closing of a powerful chapter. For decades, he stood where change was happening. From marching during the Civil Rights Movement alongside Martin Luther King Jr. to walking the halls of power in Washington, he spent more than 60 years challenging this country to do better. He believed that the promises written on paper had to mean something in real life. He showed people who felt ignored or shut out that their voices still mattered. Whether he was working to free hostages overseas or helping millions of Americans register to vote right here at home, his purpose never shifted. He kept showing up, he kept speaking out, and he kept reminding people of their worth. Through every fight and every moment, his message stayed simple and powerful. I am somebody.
Somebody. I may be uneducated, but I am somebody. I am black, beautiful, proud. I must be respected. I must be protected.
This was a man who spoke for people who felt unheard and gave hope to those who thought no one was listening. Even while facing his last battle with illness, his spirit never faded. That strength stayed with him to the very end. Today, we truly lost a giant. I know I'm not alone when I say thank you. Thank you for choosing to stand up when sitting down would have been safer. Thank you for reminding people that their voices carry weight, that their votes matter, and that no one should ever feel ashamed of taking up space in this world. He showed generations that change does not come from silence. The impact he leaves behind cannot be copied or replaced. His work, his courage, and his message will live on long after today. Rest in paradise to the great Jesse Jackson. He will always be remembered, and he will always be missed.
Jesse Jackson has passed. Our old, as we call them, OG civil rights leaders, not many of them left. Man, and Jesse Jackson was definitely one of them. I woke up to the news this morning, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a long relationship with this family. I worked in Chicago as an anchor and reporter and got to know the Reverend, his wife, Jonathan, the son, Yusuf, Jesse Jr., and Santita, the daughter, and they all have become friends. And first of all, my condolences to them, to the family, to Mrs. Jackson. But I don't even have words to explain what this feels like. I remember when I first went to CNN after working in Chicago and befriending the Jackson family, and people were talking about Jesse Jackson, and whether he was still relevant. And I went back to Chicago and I did a story called, "Is Reverend Jesse Jackson Still Relevant?" And there was a resounding yes. This was back in 2006 or 2007, somewhere in there. Resounding yes, of course he's still relevant. And I think all the people who fought, the sung and unsung heroes, the people like my mom who had to deal with dogs being sicked on them and hoses and all of that, we don't know. We can't even imagine what they went through. And for people like Reverend Jesse Jackson and John Lewis and of course Dr. King and now Reverend Al Sharpton is gonna carry on the mantle, but on those shoulders we stand. Rest in peace, rest in power, Reverend Jackson.
Hey guys, Southeast Texans are remembering Reverend Jesse Jackson today after his passing, of course. They tell me, I spoke to two community leaders, Pastor Reynolds, and Justice of the Peace for Jefferson County, Judge Ben Collins. They tell me they actually met Reverend Jackson when he came to Beaumont. One of the times that Pastor Reynolds met him was at the Starlight Missionary Baptist Church in Beaumont when Reverend Jackson was running for president. He said that, first of all, they waited 5 hours to see him. He said between, police screenings and everything. He said, but that didn't matter. He said it was standing room only in that church. He said, I went and got my second row pew seat to make sure I was front and center. He said the pews fit 10 people. Well, we had 15 people inside the pews. I actually got a chance to go back to the church today after I spoke with my Southeast Texans, and to be kind of in that space where he was so many years ago was just really surreal for me because I will never get the chance to hear him speak.
Before we wrap this up, I want you to sit with this for a second. Stories like this remind us that real change doesn't come from fame or comfort. It comes from courage. Jesse Jackson spent his entire life standing when the world told him to sit down, speaking when silence felt safer, and pushing forward when the road was heavy. His voice didn't just echo in history books, it echoed in people who felt unseen. It echoed in voters who thought their voice didn't count. And it still echoes today, every time someone decides not to back down. So, the real question is this: what do we do with that legacy? Do we let it fade, or do we carry it forward in our own way? By speaking up, by showing up, and by refusing to shrink ourselves? I want to hear from you. What does his life mean to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep the conversation going, and don't forget, your voice matters more than you think.